Patreon. Here we are. Thanks for sticking around and paying money. This means a lot to us. Craig gets none of it. What are some of the worries that you experienced entering your 20s? I mean 30s.
30s?
I just read that wrong.
Will I lose my hair?
And how's it going?
It's going all right. You know what sucks is...
What's your new look going to be?
I never wanted to be the 45-year-old with long hair anyways. I always plan on getting a haircut. But I kind of wanted to pop like this first and then reinvent myself type shit. It's going all right. I've always had super fine, super thin hair. And then, but like no one went bald on my mother's side, or my dad and my uncle are going bald, but at 74, that's fine. Right. That's fine. But like at 36, it's going all right. It's not, it like could be fuller, but I'm not, I got hair.
You said what sucks, and then I interrupted you.
That like I feel like it's happening sooner, and I feel like it's like a toxic in our environment. Like I noticed that shit when I worked at Trader Joe's. I'd see like young people balding, women balding. I don't remember seeing that as a kid.
Well, because you were short.
That's true. Doesn't it feel like it's more...
It's a good one for you, Patreon.
More rampant these days? I don't know. Because even I've talked to homies who were like, yeah, my hair's thinning and none of my... In my genes, no one's bald. Like, why?
I just feel like I would totally be a bald guy if I was a guy. My brothers have had like kind of like receding hairlines forever. So they're actually not balding. Like we thought they were balding when they were young, but they're not. And I think it's like, I have the same thing. I have these like, it just goes back like far, our hairlines.
That's normal though.
Baby hairs. But I just have this feeling that I would have.
That just entered my brain in the 30s. But before, it never was a thought. It never was. I was like, oh, my grandpa died with a full head of hair. Right. My dad didn't go bald till 74. Yeah. I'm cool with that. And now it's like, oh, Hollywood. It's mainly Hollywood and comedy, really.
Yeah, because it really doesn't.
It doesn't affect like my like.
My boyfriend in college when I was 19 was so bald. He had like pube hair on the top.
At that point,
and he ate really good pussy. Like I think honestly, I feel like it's like related.
It's just like shave your head. If you got the pube head, just shave your head.
Yeah, now he wears a lot of hats. I see him online. He's got beard.
I've always wore hats though.
But he was so funny. He would be like, he'd like pull his shirt up and be like, God, why did you take the hair off the top of my head and put it all over my body? It was like so hairy.
That happens
but
a lot.
It just doesn't. It's like that shit. I'm not a girl. I think the only girls that care about that are hairdressers.
Also, Ed Harris, handsome.
Yeah.
Come on.
You can work it. Work it. What were I think I've just always been like, I want to make it. I want to be. And now that Corona's happened, I'm like, oh, I did make it. I am making it. Yeah. Everything's good.
Just that too. Just like, I guess like, oh shit. Like I have to grow up and be an adult now. Like even before COVID, I was over that studio apartment with no kitchen. I was like, you're too old for this shit. I'm washing dishes in my bathtub.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking depressing.
Yeah. But you kept the plants alive. I'm not at that. I just realized that I can't like buy cigarettes for kids. Like I'm at that age where I'm like, I just grew up. I'm like, oh wait, that's bad. Don't buy cigs. What is the weirdest, most awkward celebrity interaction you've had?
Fuck, I don't know. Hang on.
Ooh, I have a bad one.
You go first. I can't think of one.
The guy, Mark Consuelos, I think his name is. He's married to Kelly Ripa. They were on a soap opera together, and he's really short. And he was giving a speech at this. I went to a fake modeling school that ended up. The end of the story ends with me in Jersey City getting chased by a 6'8" drag queen, screaming for my life, like call the cops, like hiding under cars and stuff. It was crazy. But so it was a little bit of a scam. However, there were some legit people at this convention.
I almost died, but it was kind of legit.
Crazy. I remember my life. It was insane. But that guy, Mark, I can't remember what his last name is. He gave a speech and he was talking about being short and stuff and overcoming that. And I went up to him, and because I felt like a power difference, like I felt like he had more power than me, I went up and I went, you are short. So mean.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I regret it.
What was the question again?
Your most awkward celebrity experience.
Awkward? Okay. This isn't that bad. It's the only one popping in my head though. And they never even came back to me from the man. But I said what's up to David Spade in the hallway at the Comedy Store, and later he went to a mutual friend of ours, be like, that guy just shook my hand and he didn't wash his hands after the bathroom.
Ew, is that true? It's totally true.
I don't remember.
You got friends eating corn dogs off the fucking ground. Come on.
Chili dog. And I don't remember. I don't think it was true.
I would eat a corn dog off the ground before a chili dog.
But he wasn't in the bathroom with me. That's why I was like, how does he?
Maybe
How
he
would
was teasing.
How would he ever?
He might have just been kidding.
No, because it was serious. Because like they were like, I don't know if he wants to be on the same shows as you. I was like, I don't even know. I was all
I only
weird.
know Spade liking me, so I can't imagine him not liking me.
He's been nice to me.
He's really nice.
Every single time, maybe not that time, but I think he had a different long-haired guy in a backwards hat.
Yeah, you have a look. It could be someone else.
Yeah.
Elfish with the ears hanging out.
It was Amir K.
It could have been Amir.
But that's not juicy enough. But I can't think of another one.
I have a good one I forgot about. My friend. Okay, so this movie called The Astronaut Farmer was filming in Santa Fe. I used to live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and they had all these movies there because they would get a tax write-off. So it was this tiny town, and then there would just be like a film crew and like all these celebrities. It was so fun. And my friend was hooking up with Uncle Rico, the guy John Reese. Do you remember Uncle Rico?
Oh my God.
Which was so weird. I was like, he's so old. Why are you doing this? I almost want to put this on the regular podcast. We might have to edit this in. But no offense to the Patreon, but this is juicy. Well, actually, you know what? This is NDA. I'm talking shit. I'm naming names. So my friend was banging Uncle Rico, which was disgusting. He was like 55 and we were like beautiful little 22-year-olds, you know. I was like, ew. She was the star fucker and I was the crew banger. So I was like, who's on crew? I fucked the second AD. He gave me crabs. But so they invited us on set. They were like, why don't you come on set and just hang out for a day? So we go into the craft services thing and Billy Bob Thornton walks on the truck. And he goes, and I go, oh, I heard you were looking for me, just to be funny, because it was weird to see Billy Bob Thornton. And he goes, I wasn't. He goes, I'm Billy Bob Thornton, international superstar. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he goes, let me ask you a question. I go, what? And he goes, is 3 inches too small? And I said, it depends on which direction you're holding the ruler. I mean, I had so many good ones. And then he goes, are you a virgin? And I went, no. And he goes, do you have any friends that are virgins? I go, yeah. And he goes, can you introduce me? And I went, no. And then it's so disgusting. Is that so gross?
Who wants to have sex with virgins? So nasty? That's so weird.
But what virgin's like, I want to give my virginity to Billy Bob Thornton. He must have been in his you know what? He might not have been. He might have only been like 50 something, but he always had gray hair. So he looked old.
And does he have a small dick? He said 3 inches? I don't think
so. I think he was just like,
that's joking around. To like, he did date Angeline.
I think
and she doesn't seem like she'd stand for that. I think
she might though. She's a fucking weirdo. He just was very like, yeah. Remember they had the rice with each other's, and the blood and stuff,
and the tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, but it was so creepy and weird, and that was immediate. And it was like he was just trying to like ask sexual questions. And then I remember John being like, "Do you want me to hook you up with Billy Bob?" And I was like, "I'm good."
What if he was just being weird because you were being weird?
I mean, maybe, but wasn't like how tight should a pussy be?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one.
It was okay though. I don't feel like raped, but it was kind of on par for what I thought he would be like.
I'm sorry about your dick, Billy.
Yeah, let's spread the rumor. Billy Bob's 3 inches. Billy's Bob is 3 inches.
3 names, 3 inches. More.
Yeah, he's got an inch for each name. Why is Craig a good podcast guest? Because there's a rolling chemistry. He's a good laugher. He's chill. He's not pushing an agenda. Okay? He only made me edit out a few things.
You could keep it all.
Should we leave it in?
Doesn't matter. It's COVID times. We're all canceled.
Okay, I'm going to say worst breakup. I'm going to have you go to Craig's podcast that I did with him. He discussed one of his worst breakups. That was from you.
To get her beating old Billy.
It was wild. Why? What makes you so hypersexual? Not that there's anything. I'm not hypersexual. Here's the thing. Online, I'm sexualized and I'm teasing you guys back. But I don't think I'm hypersexual. Which of you has better hair? It's a draw. How do we meet?
I think just through our apartment. I mean, I've seen you around the comedy
Yeah.
world for sure, but then
Yeah, it must have been the apartment.
having that, or like, oh, you were in my old apartment, I had your mail.
In my mail.
It came for like years afterwards.
I know.
Too.
I've never changed an address. I've never.
Yeah.
Imagine like breaking up with me. What a nightmare it is.
It
It's
wasn't important.
No.
I gave it to you like 2 times and then I just threw it away.
I don't give a shit.
Was like, yeah, it's on you now, girl.
Okay. What was there a moment when you knew you were going to be a comedian?
I mean, it's just kind of the cliche answer. It's just kind of in you, man.
Yeah.
I've said this before. Like I was a little kid in school and just wait for it, just wait for that moment to sneak the joke in and make the whole class laugh or fart or fall or whatever.
Oh, he's so floppy. Oh.
But yeah, I remember Conan O'Brien being a major influence and watching him as a teen and being like, I could do that. And then all my homies telling me like, no, you can't.
I know. Isn't that so insulting when it's sweet when people say it, but it's also insulting when they're like, watching you do comedy makes me feel like I can do it. And you're like, it's actually really hard. I've worked a lot to get here. You're like, thanks. I make it look that easy. Mine was when I got crabs in college. When I got crabs in college, it was so funny that there was no upset whatsoever. I couldn't wait to tell everyone.
And I just
always had that. And I'll tell the crab story the next podcast, guys.
Yeah, but, like I talk about spray pissing because of all the dope and shit.
Yeah.
And I just spray piss everywhere and pee on the dude I'm standing next to. This shit's funny.
Yeah. It's like being a comedian, the greatest thing is that the worst thing that happens to you is always a bit.
Yeah, the worst thing you just take to the stage and you're like, oh, you think you're gonna make fun of me? No.
Yeah, we're so fucking lucky.
This. Thank you, spray pee.
Lucky. All right, well, guys, this was so fun. I'm seriously exhausted. I have to breastfeed my son. I have to breastfeed him. Come here. This would be, if this was OnlyFans, I might pull out a tit. Come on. Oh, wait, you know what's funny? Pornhub pulled all of the like unverified videos. Did you see that today?
Mm-mm.
Pornhub is like, because there was like kiddie porn somewhere or something.
Yeah, they got in trouble because there was like crazy like assault videos on there.
Everything down that wasn't verified. And I was like, cool, my boobs will come down because I flashed my boobs as a joke on here and my old producer accidentally posted it. So for like, yeah, so there's
is
just
that
like
why he's your
like
old producer?
No, I love him. It's just COVID. I just decided to have Todd do it. But no, I love Anthony. I forgive him. But it was up for like 20 minutes or maybe even 2 hours. I don't remember. There was a 2 involved.
And now it's on Pornhub.
And then it was on Pornhub. And then I go and I look, and we look today and it's not only is it still up, but it's under like a verified account because it's like celebrity nudes or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's my tits and then everyone else's sex scenes. It's like Reese Witherspoon. And I have 98%. So guys, I know you're my Patreon. I know you already love me and you've already done a lot for me. Go give it a thumbs up. It's still out there. Okay. Spread the word. All right, guys. You're the best. We'll do a $20 holler soon and some more $5 content.
Hey.
Thank you so much.